Welcome back, man. Let's get into it, man. 50 most dynamic duos in sports history: baseball, basketball, and football. We're going to continue with this series with Karl Malone and John Stockton. Now, obviously, they never won a championship as teammates, but Karl Malone and John Stockton created basketball magic in Utah for almost 2 decades. John Stockton and Karl Malone led the Jazz into the playoffs in each of the 18 seasons they played alongside one another, making their team a viable contender for the league championship throughout virtually the entire decade of the 1990s. So during their time together, Karl Malone established himself as the greatest power forward in NBA history, and Stockton demonstrated that he was among the greatest point guards of all time. Now, the Utah Jazz, it wasn't always the Utah Jazz because they was in the New Orleans prior to being in Utah. They relocated to the start of the 1979-80 season. The Jazz proved to be one of the NBA's least successful franchises, winning more games than they lost just once between 1979 and 1985, including posting at least 52 losses in 4 of those 6 seasons. Utah's fortunes began to change during the mid 80s when the teams made two extraordinary selections in consecutive NBA drafts. In '84, they drafted John Stockton out of Gonzaga, and Utah Jazz drafted Karl Malone out of Louisiana Tech. And for each of the 18 seasons, they had a winning record. Advanced to the playoffs each year, capturing 5 Midwest Division titles. Also, he went to two NBA Finals appearances in 1997 and 1998. Conference championships in those years. So Stockton was a 6'1", 175-pound point guard, never averaging more than 24 minutes, 8 points, 8 assists per game from 1984 to 1987. But things turned around in 1987-88. He became that pure point guard, John Stockton. He didn't possess the size and strength of scoring ability of players like Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, or Frazier. He also lacked the quickness and explosive ability of Isaiah Thomas, but Stockton surpassed everyone else in terms of ability to set up his teammates for scoring opportunities. He turned passes into an art form, distributing the ball to his teammates in perfect shooting position on full stride as they headed toward the basket. Stockton knew where his teammates liked to receive the ball. He delivered it to them with precision, thereby making the other players around him much better than they otherwise would have been. In discussing Stockton's ability to deliver the ball with great accuracy, former NBA opponent Craig Elo once said, "My favorite pass of his is not the feed on the fast break. It's when he first catches the outlet and before he takes a dribble, his head is up, looking down court. He's throwing that baseball pass to the guy streaking for the basket. Someone's busting their butt. He's rewarding them." High scoring forward Tom Chambers spent some time with Stockton, Utah, suggests that there's no mustard on the hot dog. He sees you and delivers it. He sees you a lot of times when other people don't. He knows how to read people, get the ball to them in the right situation. Jerry Sloan, the longtime coach of the Utah Jazz, once added that he said he has a sixth sense. It's not just seeing the floor, it's recalling the floor, remembering who is where, anticipating where they'll be. And Charles Barkley once said that the best pure point guard who ever played the game was John Stockton. Magic Johnson, who was ranked ahead of Stockton in the pantheon of NBA point guards, the great ones, found no fault in Barkley's assessment. There's nobody that can distribute the ball plus lead his team like John Stockton. He's the best at it. John Stockton averaged 14.7 points, 13.8 assists his first year as a starter. He began a string of 6 seasons, which he averaged better than 14 points and 10 assists. Thanks for hitting the like button. The two people, make sure to subscribe to the channel. He led the NBA in assists in the first 9 of those years, thereby eclipsing Bob Cousy previously mark of consecutive assist titles. They are Stockton's numbers for the 5 best seasons during this stretch from 1987 to 1988. 14.7 points per game, 13.8 assists a game. 1988 to 89, 17.1 points per game, 13.6 assists a game. 1989 to 1990, 17.2 points per game, 14.5 assists a game. 1990 to 1991, 17.2 points per game, 14.2 assists a game. 1991 to 1992, 15.8 points per game. 13.7 assists a game. Stockton earned all NBA first and second team honors in 8 of the 9 seasons, which he led the league in assists, holding his spot on the first team on 2 occasions. His mark of 14.5 assists per game in 1989-90 is a single season NBA record. In addition to leading the league in assists each year, Stockton placed the NBA's top 5. He's placed the NBA's top 5 in steals 8 times. Top in the league in that category twice. A solid scorer as well. Stockton was an outstanding perimeter player, shooter, who shot better than 50% from the field over the course of his career. And it was as a passer that Stockton truly excelled. And at the receiving end of those passes, Alex was Karl Malone, powerfully built, 6'9", 250-pound power forward, with whom Stockton ran the pick and roll to perfection. Karl Malone earned a starting job in Utah's front court in his rookie season of 1985-86, averaging just under 15 points, 9 rebounds per game, possessing great physical strength, surprising quickness and agility for a man his size. Malone proved to be one of the most versatile power forwards in subsequent seasons, to being an outstanding rebounder and a strong defender, developing into one of the league's top scorers, possessing both a soft touch from the outside and a solid post-up game. Malone's wide array of skills enabled him to establish himself as the NBA's prototypical power forward. In his second year in the league, the mailman began a string of 9 consecutive seasons, which he averaged better than 20 points and 10 rebounds per talent test. From 1987 season to the 1995 season, that's what the mailman did. He averaged better than 20 points and 10 rebounds per contest. He finished in the top 5 in scoring in all but the first season, second to Michael Jordan on 4 occasions. Malone was named to the All-NBA first team 7 times during that period. He was picked for the second team once. Stockton joined Malone on the first team in 1993, 1994, 1994, 1995. They had 60 wins in the 1994-95 season. They lost in the Western Conference semifinals, lost in the conference finals 1992-1994 to Portland and Houston 1992-1994. So he had a lack of a strong low post presence, ended up being the thing that led to the team's downfall each season. They had no one contend with Akeem Olajuwon and David Robinson. But despite not having a dominant center, they were still able to find a way to get to the NBA Finals in 1996-97 and 1997-1998. But they lost to the Chicago Bulls, unfortunately. So Karl Malone won the league MVP 1996-97. 27.4 3 points and 9.9 rebounds. So these guys had a great time together as a dynamic duo. John Stockton and Karl Malone led the league, led the Jazz to the playoffs in each of their 18 seasons as teammates. Utah captured 5 Midwest Division titles during that time, advanced to the Western Conference 5 times, Western Conference Finals 5 times, to NBA Finals appearances. They won at least 50 games in 11 of those seasons, despite 60 victories on 3 occasions. Malone and Stockton combined for 13 appearances on All NBA first team, 8 appearances on the second team, 4 appearances on the third team. They earned 3 nominations to All NBA first defensive team, 6 nominations to the second defensive team, 24 appearances in the All-Star team. Malone and Stockton scored a grand total of 55,627 points as teammates. They assisted 20,476 baskets, representing NBA records for 2 teammates. Right, so that's it. Tomorrow will be in Chapter 40, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant from the 50 most dynamic duos in sports history: basketball, baseball, football, and hockey. Be back at 1 o'clock. See you on the look at the top 100 underrated R&B songs at 1 o'clock. So then, talk to you at 1 o'clock.